Hello, friends. I hope you're ready for an exciting adventure, because today we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories from the Bible in Genesis chapter 3. Have you ever heard of the story of Adam and Eve? It's a tale that has been told for generations and holds a very important lesson for all of us. It's a super important story from the Bible about the very first people on Earth. Imagine being the very first humans to walk on this planet. Sounds amazing, right? Let's dive into Genesis chapter 3 and discover what happened. This chapter is packed with adventure, choices, and lessons that are still relevant today. So God created Adam and Eve to live in a beautiful garden called Eden. This garden was like a paradise on earth, filled with everything they could ever need. Everything was perfect there, with colorful flowers, tall trees, and all kinds of animals. Imagine a place where you could see lions, butterflies, and dolphins all living in harmony. God told them they could eat from any tree except one. He gave them this one simple rule to follow. It was the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This tree was special and held the knowledge of everything good and bad. Sounds fancy, right? But God had a reason for this rule. He wanted to protect them and keep them safe from harm. One day, a sneaky serpent slithered up to Eve. This serpent was very clever and had a plan to trick her. This serpent was up to no good. It wanted to cause trouble and make Adam and Eve disobey God. It told Eve that if she ate from the forbidden tree, she wouldn't die like God said. Instead, she would gain incredible wisdom. Instead, she would be as wise as God himself. Whoa. That was a big claim and a huge temptation for Eve. That was a big temptation. Eve thought about it and wondered if the serpent could be telling the truth. Eve believed the serpent and took a bite. She was curious and wanted to see if the serpent was right. Then she gave some to Adam, and he ate too. Uh-oh. They both disobeyed God's command. They realized they had disobeyed God. Suddenly, everything changed, and they felt different. Suddenly, they felt scared and hid from him. They knew they had made a big mistake and were afraid of the consequences. When God found out, he was really sad. He loved Adam and Eve and wanted the best for them. Adam and Eve had broken his trust. This was a big deal because trust is very important in any relationship. God had to send them out of the beautiful garden. It was a sad moment, but it was necessary because they had disobeyed. Life outside was harder, but God still loved them. He didn't abandon them. Instead, he continued to care for them. He promised to help them along the way. Even though they had made a mistake, God's love for them never wavered. So, what's the big lesson here? It's about trust and obedience. Trusting God and following his guidance is crucial. Trusting God is super important. He knows what's best for us, even when we don't understand why. Sometimes it's easy to get tricked into doing something wrong, just like Adam and Eve. Temptations can be very strong. But remember, God knows what's best for us. He wants to protect us and keep us safe from harm. When you feel tempted, like sneaking an extra cookie or not telling the truth, think of Adam and Eve. Remember their story and the consequences of their actions. Choose to trust God and make the right choices. It might be hard, but it's always the best decision. It might be tough sometimes, but it's the best way to go. Trusting God and doing the right thing will always lead to a better outcome. Thanks for hanging out with me today and learning this awesome story. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something valuable. Remember, trust God to find true happiness. Take care and always choose to do what's right.